What up? What up? It's your boy Marco from Upside Down Studios. It is What the Fuck Wednesday. Hello, Ohio. I could safely blow that smoke into the camera. But we ain't talking about the fucking whole weed thing because we all know that this is a sham. It's a pipe dream for us. So enjoy it for the next month or two until Ohio decides to fuck it up too. Tonight we're gonna be talking a lot about the issue one and men's rights and what everybody got pretty much scammed into fucking voting for with this whole abortion bill. I noticed more and more. I kept my mouth shut until after voting day because once upon a time your vote was your business. You didn't go out asking people what they voted or what they did or that. But there's a lot of misinformation that was put out there. I'm even seeing it today. From a lot of the Democratic part of Ohio's government trying to debunk different shit. And then I actually went to a local news station this morning and they read out the whole fucking bill. And you people are fucking retarded. You can get high now, but you're murdering kids now. This ain't even about abortion. This ain't even about reproductive rights. This is fucking murder. And for anybody who don't know what I'm talking about, now you're allowed to abort a child in Ohio up to full term. That means, remember when everybody was thinking I was full of shit and I had to pull out some facts on people about the full term abortions where they're just dropping babies on a fucking tray and letting these women decide whether it lives or dies? Yeah, that's allowed now here. And the wording, people were trying to understand about the parental rights, and nobody really understood how this abortion law fucked with parental rights. It's all in the wording of the bill. This whole bill looked like it came right out of Gavin Newsom's asshole. So with that being said, first of all, any women out there who are listening, who would like to chime in, like to debate, give your 2 cents, you are more than fucking welcome. I will gladly school you on some facts before you start giving us this my body, my choice shit. It's fucking crazy to me that most of you people who say that were the same ones bitching about us not wearing fucking masks. But just remember, my body, my choice, when that fuck boy that you got knocked up by ain't wanting to pay you child support. His paycheck, his choice. I don't know who that is, but we don't want your promotion, bro. This is free. This is America. That being said, let me introduce our guest tonight. We got the one and only Dino, the genetic marvel.
Yo.
We got, is Big Sniz there? He was there for a minute. We got big motherfucking Sniz in the house. Straight out the motherfucking kitchen.
Yeah, they let me out for a hot
And last but not least, on the 2s and 3s and 4s. Well, no, this is the Biden administration. On the ones, last but not least, on the ones, give it Greg.
What up, Greg?
What up?
I just want to go on the record. I want to go on the record first. I still think, Marco, you're full of shit. Not about this, but just in general. I still think you're full of shit. Let's just,
Dino, I'm going to go on the record and say that, yeah, you're right. We all know this, but we love him anyway.
Well, listen, he's hard not to love.
I know you're new to the group, but you're not that new. You should know this by now.
And remember, though, above all else, it's factual shit.
That's what makes it so hard to not love you, Marco. That's what makes it so hard because, man.
Bro, I know how you feel, dude. A couple of times in the last 2 weeks, I've looked at motherfuckers and gone, I never said I wanted to be right.
No, well, that is 100% it. Where you're like, hey, and see, like this is the hard part where people are like, "Well, it's my body, my choice." You're like, is that fair? Is that really what common sense says? Like, and this is the thing is, are there situations where you're like, hey, this is dangerous or the kid is a problem, like something's, you're like, okay, that's fine, I get that, but that's not what we're talking about, right? We're talking about where people are just like, I don't want it, and you're like, it's not a deuce. You don't just drop it and you're like, I'm not going to keep that one. You're like Marco takes a picture of every shit he takes. He doesn't look at it and go, not this one. It's just, it's not like that.
I sent some of them out though. Out.
I know, and I was like, don't you ever do that to me again, or I will shit in your mouth. And he was like, okay, cool, that's fair. It's not, yeah. I like for once, Big Sniz is like, I have a point. I have a point, sir. Sir, excuse me. Yeah.
I don't want to talk over top of each other. It's unprofessional. As our producers pointed out so many times.
True.
Anyways, Dino, on a personal level, I don't disagree with what you're saying and the path you're on.
Yeah.
But realistically, we can't legislate morality, right? Okay?
True. Very true.
You can't get into that.
Yep.
What we can say is, hey, you, Mr. Government, you're the one, you don't have the right to tell me what I can do with my body.
Right.
The extremists have taken that phrase, my body, my choice, to a level that it was never intended to be used for. My
Correct.
body, my choice, when it originated, was kind of like free speech. It was, hey, government, you can't tell me what to do with my body. Right. Not, hey, world, it was, hey, government. Right. You don't have a right to tell me what I can do with my body. And I fucking agree. Hey, government, you don't have a right to tell people what they can and cannot do with their own body, period. Now, morally, it doesn't matter what my opinion is on abortion. It doesn't fucking matter.
That's your own business.
Right. Yeah. And the only people that need to know that opinion are people in my family that either are asking so they can make their own or are in a situation and asking what I would do in that situation. Other than that, it doesn't fucking matter what your personal fucking opinion on it is. What matters is, should the government have the authority to force someone to take a child to do anything with their body against their will? Should the government be able to enact laws?
I have a question. Give me 1 second, because I just want to expand on this, guys, and before we move on for it, is that so the whole idea is, I think by them legislating the quote unquote permission, what you're doing is you aren't forcing people to have the moral discussion of the purpose of the consequences of their actions, right? Because listen, realistically, you're saying at the last second, you can go, I don't want it. And you're going, now you have the right to do that. And it's kind of like, hey, but hold on, have we talked about like the consequences of your actions? Because look, it's traumatic. And we don't talk about the idea of like people going through miscarriages, which is super traumatic for people. And we hide it. And in the end, it's a huge thing. And you're going, listen, someone in a situation like someone who's been SA'd, you're like, hey, you know what? We should talk about that, because you know what? If there's a guy going out doing that, we should be shit out, right? But when people are hiding the shit and then going, oh, well, you're going, well, hold on. There's a lot more steps in there that we're jumping ahead of. And just because the government's going, well, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Well, I would.
1 second, Dino. Jared, do you got your radio on in the background? Or
yeah, somebody got
on
TV
in the background
or something.
I don't.
Background music or something.
Hold on. Hey.
Now, and I choose this Karen voice for this reason. What you're saying, Dino, and what Jared is saying are good arguments and factual statements for a situation that people think that this is, and this is not.
That's the problem.
Now, what people think that this bill was about was, if it didn't pass, Ohio was going to ban abortions. That is false. What would have happened if this didn't pass? Ohio would have kept its regular legislation, which is 22 weeks, 4.5 months, You know, they keep trying to say something about DeWine's
Half?
heartbeat bill, which did not pass. He tried to get that to pass. That was some bullshit too. That went far way too much to the right. Now, if you listen to the bullshit that's in this propaganda that they pushed out about this abortion rights shit,
Yeah.
you find out that all the horror stories that we were told that were myths or that were misconceptions or misinformation are all real. What do you got, Jared?
I feel like Marco has a boner while he's saying that. He's 100%. He's like, they were real.
Goddamn.
See, that's what legalization will get you.
That fucking didn't matter. Bro, don't matter to me. Everybody at work's talking about it. They're like, I bet you're happy. I'm like, I bet it doesn't change my fucking life one fucking bit.
Not at all. Not at all.
Like, you got to catch Papa Bear. I don't give a fuck. I am too old and I've been through too much for like really, like, I know what's good for me and what's not. You know,
Yep.
I don't give a fuck what the government says. The government can suck my dick. I just don't give a shit. And that's the problem here, Margo. It doesn't really fucking matter whose propaganda this, that, or the other thing was. At the end of the day, what it boils fucking down to is at no level at all should the government in any way, shape, or form have the authority to infringe upon someone's right to the use of their own body, however they see
now,
fit. And unfortunately,
stay on that point there. Now, what about that child that's alive in the tray? Now that child, where does the government have the right to say that child gets to die now because some lady was using her pussy as a disco?
Here's the deal. And this is just a cold hard fact of fucking life. Okay? And this is what everybody needs to fucking understand about this. And about all of these fucking issues. Is at the end of the day, freedom also means that you have the freedom to do some shit that other people don't agree with or necessarily like. And at a certain point, I completely see what you're saying, but at a certain point, yeah,
you know, it's a necessary evil. I understand that.
That's fine. No, but even that isn't fine enough. That is still too much of a restriction. If people want to start fucking screaming about slippery slopes with fucking Second Amendment laws and shit, then you better start screaming fucking slippery slope when anybody starts talking about being able to control another human being's body.
Correct.
I agree with that. But at this point, you know, the only time we
support,
had this discussion
if you don't support the government staying out of abortion as a topic completely all too fucking together, as vehemently as you support the Second Amendment, you have no right even supporting the Second Amendment.
But
You're a hypocrite.
this is the key, right? Is that the government should run the bureaucracy of the responsibilities of the government. So that's roads, transportation, employment of people, the military. Those are all fine. Why the government is being involved when it comes to medical decisions? They're not doctors. When it's coming to treatment of children, no, that should be a different, separate thing. They're being involved in how people are educating. You're going, hold on, none of this makes any sense. The government is responsible to facilitate the running of the country. It has nothing to do with controlling its people, right?
Correct.
And realistically, if you really want to have the my body, my choice discussion, then we go back to mandatory service, right? Because the fact is, how many people, right? Men got the right to vote specifically because they were drafted, right? So realistically, we should, as people, not men, not women, as people, have the right to dictate what happens for ourselves. But that doesn't eliminate us from having the moral discussion and to understand the consequences of our actions, right? Because the fact is that while it's tedious and difficult to go through, not having the conversation is what got us to this point. Because we have a pandemic of leadership character and principles in the world. Those things just stopped existing, and that's the real problem, right? It's people who are just out of their agenda and they have greed and they're like, I'm just gonna make money off this. And you're going, that's not a thing. That's not how you run a country.
And now the whole and to go back to what Jared was saying about the whole government staying out of it, that was the whole point of the Supreme Court striking Roe versus Wade.
Yeah.
They left it down to the hands of the states and to the hands of the people. Yeah. And now when that happened, the people went fucking apeshit. You know, that and there was the people who wanted this issue won was the ones who brought government in there. The fucking issue was already we had abortion law. We had, whether you were for abortion or against it, whether you were whatever, you had a 22-week, you had and that just came recently because I remember the last show we did on this, they did not have provisions for incest, rape, or any of that. Now they do. Yeah. So that's all in there. So if 22 weeks and all your provisions in healthcare ain't good enough, then you're reaching for something else. You are reaching for something else. And what you're reaching for is what's in that legislation. Because what a lot of people fail to realize, and the way the wording is, I've noticed a lot of things, these politicians, whether you're Republican or Democrat, the way they get away with a lot of their bullshit is in wording. They stick to their wording really, really well. It isn't, oh, this can mean this or that. They'll use vague shit. Well, the problem with this bill, amongst other things, is it says that anyone and everyone, no matter what, has the right to choose their on their reproductive health or reproductive medical, all that horseshit. So what that means is, and this is where this whole parental rights thing come in. Yeah. That means because now being transgender or wanting to change over transmission is considered reproductive health. Your child could go somewhere and be like, look, I want to transition without even going to your parents, without even going to anybody. And I thought this was bullshit. I thought this could not be fucking legal, and it is all because of the wording. Yeah, it's going to be used for the whole fucking that whole alphabet community agenda, amongst other things. That's where these people were talking about the parental rights, because I couldn't understand, where does the parental right thing come in? Maybe the father's side, because the father 90% of the time don't get any say in the fucking abortion.
Correct.
I mean, sometimes he don't deserve to have a say, but I mean, really, that's not for us to even judge. That's none of our fucking business. An abortion should be between that female and that male who created that child. Both right there.
Right.
Look, that's the real problem, though, right? Is that things have gotten to a point where you can't trust people to actually have the discussion amongst themselves. And because of, let's be honest, a very small minority that have said, well, it should be the law. And now it's become a fad where people are like, oh, my kid's trans. You're like, number one, your kid's brain isn't developed until they're 25. They don't even know if they're human. Okay? They might have been hacked. Let's be honest.
Right. Right.
I just spent the month working with young people. They are functionally retarded. Okay? Let's just start there. Okay? You're being paid to stand in a position. Oh, but I'm bored. Who cares? You're being paid. Just stand there, idiot. That's your job. And they're like, oh, don't you want to talk? No, not at all. You know why? Because you're obviously retarded. No, thank you. Mind you, I did make some good friends that were young. And I was like, see, look at that. It's very, I don't understand. Like, that's the problem is people aren't being taught to critically think. They're being taught to just, follow a fad or do a thing. And they have no idea what's right for them. Because listen, there are situations where, like, I'm standing there going, I can't understand a situation where I wouldn't want my offspring. That's just me. Okay. But
well, I mean, there are a lot of fucked up situations.
Right.
And I totally get that.
But also, I mean, again, I'm not going out there and building myself in those situations, right? That's
right. I feel like it's a necessary evil. It's
sure.
something that's, I mean, sometimes people fuck up.
Yeah.
I ain't saying for these girls, who go and party one night, or these boys who go and party one night, no, they fuck up. Okay, everybody gets one. Here in America, everybody gets fucking 10.
Which is disturbing.
Right.
Right.
But I mean, after that, I mean, a vacuum cleaner is not birth control.
Jesus Christ, Marco.
Well,
it's true. You're not
What's
wrong.
the side of that machine say? Dyson. They make one of the best fucking vacuum cleaners on the market. Jared, we can't hear you.
Unmute your fucking microphone, you retard.
You're still muted.
Fuck.
Here, I will do it for you. Maybe I will not. No, I cannot.
Once again, giant sausage fingers are the bane of everyone's existence.
And the way his knuckles are showing, it looked like a vagina. It looked like a chick just bending over right
What
there on
the
camera.
fuck?
It is absolutely horrible. Yeah,
There he
you
is.
are still muted. There you go.
No, I think he's good.
I have no. Yeah, I'm back. I have no idea. This fucking connection shit. Whatever. God, fuck it. Just fuck it. Anywho, brother, at the end of the day, all that shit's fine and well, and this, that, and who gets 10 and who's had none, and this, it doesn't fucking matter, bro. It's not one, it's none of your fucking business, and two, it's sure as fucking none of the government's business, and that's all we're fucking talking about.
Okay, so I want to kind of add on to that. So you want to be a free American, be able to do what you want to do, but yet you're complaining about people doing what they want to do. If that's what they want to do, let them do it.
What I'm complaining about is the after that becomes another person. We can't just, if we get pissed off at our kids, or if we don't like our kids' mother, I can't go downstairs and go shoot Thorn. I can't go downstairs and go behead Julia.
You can.
Well,
there's a consequence.
Well,
or I have to say I'm some kind of stand people.
That's really what we're talking about, right? Is that while you're right, Jared, is like it is people's personal decision. Right?
What you're talking about is where is the line where it becomes
right.
It becomes a life where the government then does have a responsibility to protect that individual's
right. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Liberty.
And I think we had a good in-between point. 9 months. What's half of 9? 4.5. You had half the fucking pregnancy to figure it out.
Yeah. Like that's
and this bullshit about
does that
a lot of girls
unreasonable?
don't even know that they're pregnant until way after. You're full of shit.
Well, wait a minute here. So what you're saying is there is no line?
There is no line. There is no line. No line. Nada.
There has to be a line, Marco.
No, there's not, dude. And that's the fucked up thing. Me and Ryan got into this big argument over these laws because New York was the first one to pass it. You could put a baby, like the woman could have the fucking kid. They will put it in a fucking tray and let that woman, I'm not sure how much time she has. I'm sure they have to do something with that baby.
That's what we're talking about. There is a line.
After that baby, that baby's in the tray. If the mother says, all right, I don't want it, it's no adoption. It's boom, they kill the fucking baby. And that blows my fucking mind, dude.
Well, at the same time, you have to think of
So
it this
you're
way.
saying, wait a second.
No, hold on. So wait a minute. So what you're saying is that the reason, the issue is because it can't be put up for adoption. Like, do you realize?
I feel like if you're gonna do some ignorant fuck shit like that, you can at least put the baby up for adoption.
Right. Do you know how many kids there are out there right now waiting for adopted parents?
A lot.
How many of them places that hold the
they age out before they get adopted, bro. They age out before they get adopted.
Yeah, a lot of them do. This isn't like that.
Giving them the choice.
The majority of them age out before they get adopted.
Do you want to put it up for adoption? So now you're just shoving another baby into the whole fucking system of that whole situation.
Which is also a horrible system. Let's be honest.
Right. It just starts a whole bunch of fuckery. I mean, you got halftime. At halftime, make your decision. If you can't make your decision by halftime, then, dude, that's a new player on the field. No matter whose field, no matter who got home game advantage, home court, That's a new player on the field after halftime.
Like, in all honesty, though, I think it's more like it goes further in that it's just we now live in a world that people have zero accountability for the consequences of their actions, right? Like that's the real fact, right? Like I can't, like, I'm trying to be kind because I know people have opinions and stuff, but I'm trying to like there's a deeper cause here that has destroyed your country and mine, right? So it's not limited to that. It's a generational thing that we're seeing that is literally tearing our world apart. That makes absolutely no sense, right?
And I mean, I'm even taking the morality thing out of it. I'm just looking at it as, okay, look, this is like something like my parents used to do to me when I was younger. If I kept fucking with them about something, I kept fucking with them, even though there was already a rule, and I want to keep bending the rule and bending the rule and bending the rule, then you know what happens? Instead of me having that TV for 3 or 4 hours, now I have no TV.
Right.
So that's what they started doing. They kept trying to push this abortion fucking, but further and further down the road, further and further down the road. So those were the left wing extremists. So the right wing extremists said, okay, well, fuck it, we're gonna take it all away. So now we're at this pissing contest between both sides, and you know who lost? Them fucking alive babies.
Which is also an issue. Let's be honest. So Megan, yeah, it's apparently right to full term where the choice.
Well, now it's full term. Before it was 4.5 months.
Also, Dan, you're a wise man saying that because that is a fact. People are just not smart anymore. It's just question. You guys probably know this. What is the minimum IQ to join the military in the United States of America? Is it 90 or 80?
I think they just dropped it actually because they had low recruit numbers. They
dropped a lot of the Marines have dropped those. The Marines have dropped those standards and have exceeded all recruiting expectations. But the rest of them, yes, you are correct. They are loosening their standards because they have not met recruiting guidelines.
Bring gym class back; it'll be fine. Marco,
so
one
of the fingers out of the hand is still working.
Right. I tell you, this is very.
Coast Guard's in pretty good shape, bro.
Space Force.
Fuck them, dude.
Is that a real thing? Like, are we still pretending that we're like, yeah, there's a Space Force?
Thing.
Dude, there's been a lot of
realest of the real.
Ever since the UFO disclosure, like there's been pretty much media blackout. I went to one of my UFO sites today. Dude, there's been all kind of huge shit showing up on people's fucking ringer bells, like cameras and shit. So I don't know what's worse here, the bullshit that's in the White House or the bullshit that's in the sky.
Well, that's the really confusing part, right? Do you remember when there was the train crash in Ohio, how the woman we had as a guest, she was like, yeah, I took a photo of my backyard, and then Facebook is like, no, that's not real. And you're like, it's my photo from my backyard. Why do you do it? And you're just like, what the hell's going on here? Parents usually don't tell friends they are pregnant till they have made it to 3 months in case there's absolutely. And that's a, you know why? Because that's a traumatic. The last thing you want is somebody like, hey, you already gave birth, and you're like, nope, lost it.
Oh my God, I did that to my cousin one time. I felt like shit, dude. Because I knew his wife was pregnant. And then I hadn't heard from him for like almost a year.
Yeah,
so the next time I saw my cousin, I'm like, hey, how you doing? How's your wife? How's the new baby? And he just got silent on me. And then I talked to one of our mutual friends. He was like, dude, this old lady had a miscarriage. She was real broke up about it. I was like, oh, fuck, man. Oh my God.
A buddy of mine, they had one, and he was like, bro, because you immediately, like, an eye broken, like,
it's devastating.
It's so devastating, and you're like, that's something we should have the conversation. That should be an open thing that people discuss.
It should be, because it's a soul snatching motherfucking event, bro.
Yeah, it's fucking terrifying.
And you know what? Like, I don't understand why we're so concerned with getting rid of a life. Why don't we try to do some you want reproductive health? Why don't we figure out what's causing these miscarriages? Try to take that shit down a little bit. Let's see,
Get us all-
for the people who want
Bro,
actually want that
bro, I'm
family
not
and that
gonna
are
lie.
trying to do it the right way.
I'm not gonna lie. I brother man, at this point, fuck the government, fuck everything else. If we're talking about what we're talking about, let's be realistic here. I very much prefer that about 90% of the world is just be completely removed from the gene pool anyways.
That's not wrong. You're not wrong, sir.
You're saying this is the calling?
People under a certain age, from like a certain point forward, like just I'm okay with letting the human race just taper off and go at this point instead of prolonging the inevitable that is going
Georgia
to happen.
Guidestones. The Georgia Guidestones said it all, and they tore them down.
Yeah. Blew them up.
Listen, nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. That's the one thing that science and everything, religion, science, everything's taught us. Nothing lasts forever. That's going to include us as a species. At some point, we're going to have to go extinct.
Yeah.
Stop.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Just Marco knocking.
I don't feel like that was an inclusive squawk of the chickens, but it's
supposed to break an egg in celebration of abortion.
It should have been 2
rights.
eggs. Let's be honest.
That should be breaking eggs in celebration.
That is Marco's docking ritual for Scotty.
Yeah. But look, Dan, that's a great point. The fact is that there are a lot of people out there who are just doing what they do, and they're like, whatever. And you're like, it's consequences and accountability. You're like, listen, that is at the lowest of levels that people just aren't willing or being taught or willing to learn or just abandoning. Like we've heard the saying, it's like, I'm living my best life. You're like, okay, but you're not considering how that's going to affect you the rest of your life, are you? Right? Is it your best life?
Your best life is not getting a DNC every fucking other week.
That's just not how it works, right? Energy lasts forever. Well, so do my farts, but what can I do?
Energy does not last forever.
No,
hell no.
At a certain point, it does. Every
how much Red Bull you have?
What does it matter? There's one of them theories.
Every definition and example of energy that we honestly truly have to represent that word, all at some point expires. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't give 2 fucks about why it is the way it is or who's fucking responsible about it. The fact of the matter is there are so many people that are so far gone from any kind of common fucking sense that realistically we are in a fucking decline, and it just needs to fucking stink. It just needs to go.
Yeah.
Dodos died for a reason. Dinosaurs died for a reason. Everything dies for a reason. Mankind is about to find out that it's not as fucking smart as it honestly thinks it is. Even the smart ones aren't as smart as we really think we are.
Oh, come on. We've all heard somebody say, I know what I'm doing. They don't know what they're doing. Trust me. Don't trust them. And someone says, I got this. Right? They don't got it.
I know what I'm doing. And then 3 days later, you're in an open casket wake.
Yeah. That's just how that happens, right?
Even in my research, I mean, because I know I try to do my damnedest to be right when I'm talking about a situation or a topic, but I know myself at any point in time, and I gladly, to invite anybody to tell me, factually, let me know I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong. Teach me. And I've admitted plenty of times on air when I was wrong. That is I know myself.
I'm an adult. I'm an adult, and I have a lifelong love of learning. So, I mean, I can be wrong. I'm very open about being wrong and having my mind and opinion changed by facts and new information.
I would rather be wrong because I'm right about the worst shit.
That is also true.
Like I said, I've had to say that so many times the past couple of weeks, man. I'm like, I didn't say I wanted to be right, motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
No, I'd rather be wrong. We could all be happy if we was just all wrong.
Oh.
But at the end of the day, like seriously, like, you see so many conversations all the time, whether it's on social media or podcasts about it or fucking talk shows, daytime TV. They got fucking court shows about all shit now. Like, this world is.
Yeah.
People are just shit now. Brains are just shit now. Like, you're really.
Yeah. That
Unfortunately,
at the end explains it.
Unfortunately, being one of the ones that actually enjoys learning and enjoys stuff and really loves history is watching it repeat itself is like, how the fuck has the rest of the world? I get it. How's the rest of the world not figured it out? Like, bro, we're so far down the trail of fucked that. Like, there's really not any turning back. The best we can do is cut a new path to some kind of sustainability, maybe. But realistically, we're
mayor of Mars.
As human beings as a whole, and this isn't Americans, bro. This is fucking everybody. Okay, the vast majority. But I obviously, there's going to be fewer examples in more impoverished areas. But fuck, bro, every developed nation is full of gluttons.
Yeah.
We're a gluttonous world.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the human nature. Greed, envy.
Doesn't mean everybody's fat. Doesn't mean everybody's fat. They're out of shape even. But we're gluttonous in one way or another.
Gluttony is something different.
But it is just as destructive no matter how it manifests itself. Because we've turned into just a world of consumers. Whether that's, and I'm not just talking products. I'm not talking resources. I'm talking other people. I'm talking feelings. I'm talking true emotions. We consume other people's love and shit out the worst possible fuck shit we can do on other people while consuming the best they have to give.
Yes.
As a whole, that's what we do now as a society, as a world in general. It's not sustainable. We're eating.
I do it in a onesie so at least people laugh.
Right.
But that's the problem though, is that we're on a freight train going to a brick wall, and the big brick wall is not moving. Right? Like that's realistically what's going to happen, right? So remember that happened in Japan. Like Japan is like 20 economically and statistically, they're 20 years ahead of us. So in the early 2000s, they were having an issue with regards to birthing rates and all that kind of stuff. Like it was starting then, and you're like, oh, we have too old of a population and it's causing huge issues, and they're cascading, and you're going, oh, we just hit that point in the United States, and I believe in Canada too, where you're going, oh, okay, so now you have old people having a say who can barely think. Let's be honest, okay? And like I remember, because you can't be president of the United States unless you're over 40 or 35. 35. So why is that? Because you're a grown ass fucking person. That's the idea. At 35, you're most likely a grown ass person, right? But
Joey Edibles were on both.
But if you turn around, and the fact is that there's no upper limit, so you have 70-year-olds who are completely useless, that are just abusing their power to the nth degree, making money hand over fist and going, what? I'm doing my job. And you're like, no, you're not. Right? He's not wearing pants. That's why it's a onesie.
Never. I'm always free balling under the onesie.
I like how it says community standards like Marco has any standards. Well, that's fair. That's a reasonable point.
There's standards. They're just few. They're just low.
They're there though. They're on the paper. I wouldn't say they're on the bar, but they're on the paper.
They're on the paper.
You ain't never been to the after hours, Marco. You see how low those standards go.
He makes sure that he can easily jump over them. That's fair. They're on paper. You just take a step.
Here, and then they come.
He barely got a step. As long as he's not shuffling.
He just rolls over them.
Yeah, kind of. I've been there. It's just.
But let's be honest, okay? Like realistically,
we've all been there.
Sure,
we've all been there. Unfortunately,
I mean, That's fair. But like, think
You
about it.
ain't
Jake.
wrong.
Wow.
You ain't wrong.
Everyone has a time in their
wrong.
life, right? Everyone has a time in their life where their standards are skewed, their principles are skewed, their character is skewed, and they have to recover from that point. Let's be honest, right? Because that comes with addiction. It comes with all sorts of situations where it's either going to kill you. It's either going to kill you, or you're going to figure your shit out and grow from it, right?
Fucking right.
And but that's the thing is, no one is being challenged in that fashion, right? And we were just going, no, you just do you. It's fine. It's not.
It's okay.
Not fine. It's never been fine.
Bro, okay, look. I looked at one of my homies at work, fellow cook. He's going through some shit, right? And dude just up here, man, is giving the fuck up. And if you want to be able to put shit on paper and justify it, like you could. Yeah. But I looked at him and I was like, listen, and Marco, we've had this talk. We've all had this talk. Marco, you and I have had this talk so many times. I looked at him and I went, hey, listen. One, these girls around here, all these waitresses and everything, they're telling you, oh, it's okay. Like when you're acting like this, acting out, being like, you don't give a fuck, making you feel good, patting you on the back. I said, yeah, you know what? That makes you feel good. I said, but that ain't doing you no fucking good. Fuck you, dude. It's not okay for you to be like this. It's not okay. You know why? I said, because you got a son. Yeah. You don't have a fucking option now. You don't have the fucking choice now, bro. I said, it was, my homie had to look me right in the eyeballs. I said, man, I wanted to fucking die. I wanted to fucking kill my fucking self. And I literally was going to fucking do it, bro. Like, I've had to have a rope cut off me before, and I was going to fucking do it, bro. I'm telling you. My homie looked right at me and said, you don't have a fucking option. I'll tell you what, I'll help you out as long as you go to each one of your kids and tell them goodbye first. And I'll do anything you want after that.
That's a good deal. Right in the face. Right in the face.
I didn't talk to one of them. Look, you know, I had that same talk with him, and I got home, and I had a message. It just said, thank you. People need to quit being coddled all the time. Your feelings matter, but they don't fucking matter sometimes. They matter, but they don't fucking matter.
I feel like it's that. I love that Greg printed that out. I think it's important. That is one of the most important things here. But like realistically, like that's the idea is like, yeah, your feelings don't matter. They only matter to you, and it's worthwhile to experience them, but that's where it ends. Then you move on and fucking get your shit together, right? If you're not going to do that, well, what, you're going to be stuck in your feelings forever? Get the fuck out of here.
Bro, it's as simple as this, and I keep saying it, and I'll never stop saying it. And I'm not saying this, I'm not saying this out of ego. I'm not. I'm saying this out of, I had to even fucking realize it myself, because it took a long fucking time, okay? But here's the fucking deal. Guess what? You know how I stopped being a piece of shit crackhead? I fucking woke up one morning and said, you know what? I don't want to be a piece of shit crackhead anymore. I just stopped being one, and I just started doing different, and I started fixing things, and I started being like doing like I just stopped. You change your life that way, no matter what it is. It doesn't even have to be crack. It doesn't even have to be drugs. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is. Whatever fucking part of your life you don't fucking like right now, just fucking change it. Just stop feeling sorry for yourself and fucking change it.
Right.
I get it.
Goddamn do it.
We all have trauma. We all have, like, fuck it. I get it. I'm not trying to make light of it. I'm not saying that you weren't wrong. I'm not saying any of that. But it comes down to fuck you. Get the fuck over it and do something about it.
I feel, Dan, we should point out that we are having a show on the internet for everyone to see. So it's like we are kind of the attention-seeking whores, but still, yes, you're right, Dan. That's a fair point. Like, truth be told, we are kind of attention whores, but that's like realistically.
Honestly, at the end of the day, who doesn't like especially positive attention? Who doesn't like it?
I'll take any of it. I'm desperate. It's fine now.
I've been stuck in my room waiting on the new DLC for Mortal Kombat.
But listen, it's just one of those things, right? No, but like that's the ultimate way to own that shit. Yeah. Well, realistically, it's one of those things, right? Like we're in a situation like Megan just said we all need attention. It's human, absolutely, but
Correct.
we have lost the art of knowing what kind of attention is good attention and what is bad attention, right? And
Correct.
our standards are so low because we're so starved for attention, love, recognition that we're like, I'll take anything,
Boom.
right? And what was it? Yeah.
Dude.
Joey said, like, why, like, baby, you just smoke weed. That's why you're an Ohio 6. You're a California 2. Listen, there's a lot of 2s who are having kids, and you're like, yo, you shouldn't have kept that bloodline going. You're ugly, right? That's just fact.
Ugly people fuck, man.
No, hey, ugly people can fuck. They shouldn't be having kids. Just stop right there, okay?
You know how that
There's too many
happens?
ugly people.
Because all these pretty people be up in the clubs or wherever, and they act like their shit don't stink, and then all of a sudden there's that ugly girl like, hey.
Yeah, but bro, would you rather have ugly, smart kids becoming our future generation, or would you rather have pretty and stupid people becoming our future generation?
I
think we've had a little bit of both, and it didn't work out either way.
The ugly ones are worse. Just to say that.
At least you could jack off to the pretty
you gotta
ones.
listen to their bullshit and look at them. That's horseshit.
Yeah, that's a hard. Like, listen.
Okay,
look,
you're fucking right, man. Just quit fucking looking at me.
People are thinking that you're like, you know how smart you have to be to counter ugliness. Like you have to be like you need to be like a professional engineer. You got to be like,
yeah, even Elon Musk is pretty.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he got a point there.
All the attention, we also
need
have
attention.
to give attention to make people seek it and don't want to get. That's also true. That's a fair point.
Very true.
That's why I like these fucking losers. That's just you're just like, why not? Doesn't ugly girls can suck it. Well, that's usually how that works. That's just how that.
That's usually how that works.
Yeah.
Ooh, dude. Back when I was a teenager, there was a chick called we called her Swabby Girl Liz. She had a big mole on the side of her face. Looked like a fucking ladybug, like a Japanese ladybug, the brownish one. But dude, she'll suck your prostate through your nutsack, man.
Right. So yeah.
About this much hair growing out that motherfucker.
Like ugly girls really don't have a choice.
Well,
yeah,
No,
because
they
met many a
everybody
pretty chick who
else.
couldn't suck a dick for shit.
listen, cuter girls can also suck dick. Yeah, but usually not well. Let's be honest. That's fine.
Yeah. I've had.
You don't have to.
I would say 8 out of 10 fucking blowjobs were better from ugly girls.
Yeah, they got to work for
I'm
it.
just
I
gonna
get
say
it.
this then.
They got to prove.
Y'all party in the wrong circles or something, because like I don't know, the freaks I know, there's pretty ones, there's ugly ones, there's all kinds of ones, but like
Jared just happened to have his dick in somebody's mouth.
Maybe Jared just has low standards. It's okay, Jared. That's fine.
no, I mean, first of all, I'm like, married and
Yeah. As we all are.
Like, I'm trying to back myself out of this corner here.
Marco ain't married. Marco ain't married.
He's married to, Jesus or something. I don't know.
Hey, Seuss, goddammit.
He looks like he's seen time.
Yeah, that was wrong.
Hey, Zeus, I like him, but he don't help but hit a curveball.
That's Joe Boo. That's Joe
Joe
Boo.
Boo.
Are you saying Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball? Sorry.
I said, fuck you, Joe Boo. I said, fuck you.
Can't be more than 10
There's
to
two
20%.
conversations.
I like how Joey's out here doing the science. He's like, oh yeah, this is the statistic for how many girls. You're like, what are you talking about? The only person sucking your dick is you when you bend over, Joey. Calm down. Just relax. Okay, bro?
And you are talented for that. I commend you. I've tried many a time.
That's what the Air Force is for, people. No, I'm just joking. Joey. I love you.
Absolutely, that's pretty much.
Sorry,
I mean, the Coast Guard.
I couldn't resist. It's just
That's the Canadian Mounted Air Force.
we have
fucking
Vipers.
glider wings on the
Listen,
back.
Wait a second. Not only is it the Air Force, but it's the Canadian Air Force.
Listen, the Canadian Air Force is a series of Viper chickens that will tear your eyes out, okay?
You still use biplanes.
Is this on YouTube? This is definitely on YouTube.
I see them on fucking, what are those hang gliders? Like the fucking, the sand people were doing?
No, don't worry.
Their advanced fighters are the P-51 Mustang.
Joe, don't worry. Most likely, this video will be taken off YouTube anyhow.
Yeah, well, yeah. Listen, after it goes live, just take it down. Then you're like, okay, whoever saw it, saw it. Whoever
We
didn't,
don't really, honestly. That's why I was joking about it, buddy, and I don't mean any harm. I make fun of all of them.
Listen, Canada's Air Force is just a bunch of Canadian geeks.
I just know all the jokes to make fun of all the different branches. That's all.
It's like the Canadian fucking tanks, like a guy on a horse with a fucking javelin, like just jousting.
It used to be me in a suit of armor. That's what it was. It was me in a suit of armor just running down the road.
No bullshit, though. In all actuality, no bullshit. The Canadians were actually kind of smart the way but they were able to because they depend on us quite a bit. But they were kind of smart, and they were like, listen, okay, we're never going to be the United States. We're never going to be able to build up this big massive. So what we're going to do is we're going to have smaller forces, but we are going to make sure that we have a ton of fucking specialists that are the best at their fucking jobs.
JTF2, baby.
So even their specialists that are just fucking killers are the best at their job. The longest sniper shot on record right now is held by a Canadian.
Boom. Well, I said
he's
over 2 miles. Because I got pulled.
He's over 2 miles through. He's over 2 miles through a windshield.
Jesus,
bro. On a moving target.
Canada like I was Mexican and Trump was in office.
Well, you know, you deserved it.
And it was a chubby chick who was shorter than me. He had a flak jacket on and an M16. And I'm like, I can't respect the Oompa Loompa with a gun.
Like you can, but why would you?
Dude, and then like when I trying to say my social security card was no good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're expecting the gun, not the Oompa Loompa.
Yeah,
the Oompa Loompa can't get their sausage fingers into the trigger. They can't. They're like, it's too big. It won't fit. It's fine. Yeah. They have to put a stick in. It's like, yeah, it's reasonable. Oh,
if it was one of them old border crossing M16s, they'd probably fire just by slamming the butt on the ground pretty hard.
Dude, not only that, I got armed, escorted, walking. They didn't even fucking give me a ride back. I got armed, escorted, walking back across the bridge to the halfway point.
They're like, we don't let your kind in our cars. You leave us smell.
And you know what look, this is the fucked up thing. When we finally got through the whole debacle, it was me and my cousin. I get back to the American side. We're in Buffalo. And my mom looks at me, and it's because this is one of the reasons why I don't grow a beard out or nothing. I had my fucking beard, and it was all patchy and shit, and my hair was wild. She was like, you look like one of them Arabs. That's why they deported you.
Listen, I had a friend who's he's
don't say that saying people shit over here.
he was from Mexico, and he was coming over illegally, and he was at the airport for like 3 hours until they got someone who spoke Spanish come in, and he was like, they're like, oh, can you speak Spanish? He's like, yes, and he started telling her off. He's like, why am I here for 4 hours? And they're like, because he's tall and has dark skin, and they're like, they thought you were Middle Eastern, and he's like, I'm speaking Spanish. They're like, it could be learned, and you're like, that's not. You guys are
we got Hakalugi. They can speak Spanish.
Listen, that's just fair. It's just how math works.
Yeah. I mean, Puerto Ricans has been doing it forever. You know, I go to Florida, I'm Cuban. I go to New York, I'm Puerto Rican. I go to fucking California. What the fuck am I?
Whatever
I'm an
will get him.
That's what I am.
Whatever will get him a free sandwich, people. Whatever will get him a free sandwich. He's like, yeah, vato, it's fine. Give me a free sandwich, please. No. That's fine. That's reasonable.
Bro, honestly, right now, with now, and I've known you for a while, but the way you look now, you are 100% dead ringer for fucking Cholo, man.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Look at that fucking shiny head. Well, you know how he's dripped when he goes out? Man, straight Cholo, bro. He'll still have the same white beater on when he goes to the bar tonight, but he's going to have his bling on. Shut the fuck up. You know, right?
We all look like somebody.
We didn't put the stickers on that.
Jared looks like he should be building motorcycles in his kitchen. Fucking Greg looks like the fucking stoner dude who married American Dad's daughter. and Dino looks like a fucking Israeli fucking head of state.
That's probably accurate. If I was shorter, 100%. Like that's reasonable. They don't make Israelis my height. That's like 2. Fine. They're the
They
basketball
did. They
team.
wouldn't have got bombed. Look at
Well.
these big motherfuckers.
Bro. Trust me, when I tell people I'm Greek, they're like, they don't make Greeks your height. I'm like, I know. I was born in Canada. That's how it works. You have to outsource. It works.
All right.
No,
So
I
we got
mean, there's a
5
lot of
minutes left.
myths about giants and cyclopses and shit like that in the Greeks.
Yeah. Because our gods would fuck anything. That's why.
Yeah.
Literally.
Bunch of perverts.
The head god was fucking fish and stuff.
Bro, he turned into a goose to fuck a chick. You're like, why would you turn into a goose, bro? That doesn't.
He turned into all kinds of shit to fuck chicks.
Yeah, Zeus was a freak.
Listen, if
Super
anything,
freak.
you would think that they would have invented rubbers just for the gods. Like, you're like, come on, this is just ridiculous, man.
And
Stop
his
fucking
wife,
with me.
well, wasn't his wife Hera? Or was it Hera that was his wife? Like, she knew he was fucking everything and would just get mad at who he fucked. Wouldn't
Which
do
is
shit
like-
to Zeus.
Yeah.
That just explains how women are, though. It's like, why are you fucking my man? Why are you a man fucking everybody? Come on. There's an accountability to be issue there. Thank you very much, madam.
All
You
right.
ain't
So we
wrong,
got,
girlfriend. You ain't wrong.
so we got like 3 minutes left. You want to do your closing moments or whatever?
Yeah. Let me get
Turn your gay ass fucking
Yeah, it's off.
Eddie from the trailer park.
All right, ladies and gents, thank you for watching. This weekend, anybody out in Cleveland, I'm gonna be doing a comedy contest with Andrew Bryant. Come and check that out. I'll post it on Upside Down Studios and on mine. You get tickets on Eventbrite. Y'all quit fucking believing the hype that's on TV. If you want to vote for something, or if you believe in something, or if you just got an opinion on something, do your goddamn homework. Look at the wording in the shit. And that's on both sides of the aisle, because this is all fuckery from both sides. You just got to choose your poison. Thank you guys for coming out and joining me. Dino, you got anything going on?
No, I'm been working like a job. It's horrible, man. I'm just,
Hey, but you got a great job. though.
I know, but I'm like at first I was scaring people. Now I'm helping with like set taking down, and I'm just like, oh, this is just manual labor. I'm like, oh god, I'm too old
I
for this
just signed
shit.
up for this.
Yeah.
If
I'm like, but they're
anybody's
paying, so I'm like,
around,
all right, cool.
if anybody's around the Struthers area or Poland area, go down to the Coaches, check out Big Sniz, get one of his burgers. The motherfuckers are amazing. Even though
Gotta
the
go next time
females
I come down.
better looking shakes than the guys do. Still kind of bitter about that. I get this regular milkshake, which tasted fantabulous. The milkshake was fucking phenomenal, but you know, then the fucking shake came out for Ray, and they needed 2 hands, and they had like breakfast, lunch, and dinner desserts all on it all at once. It had pancakes in it. It had banana chunks in it. There was a Canadian pouring syrup all over the motherfucker. I think there was bacon chunks in it. I'm looking at my fucking regular ass caramel milkshake like, what the fuck is
He
this?
could have ordered one of the fancy milkshakes.
You get what you ordered, sir.
Dude, the motherfucker had a ghost on top. Had the nerve to have a ghost on top. That's worse than off the bone street corn.
Deep bone street corn. Get the fuck out of here. That's so fucking corn off the bone,
Ray, you got
motherfucker.
anything going on?
Yeah, do your homework.
The
Exactly.
SG show coming up in December. The
Ooh.
16th.
Yes.
Yeah.
These 2 these 2 dick holes over here, and maybe we can get this dick hole in on it too.
I am a dickhole. That's fair. That's
Right.
pretty
So
reasonable.
there's gonna be a lot of hosts. We got people coming from NEI to do recording and video and all that shit. Might even have special guest Don Cody. He might come in studio. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Check us out, and it'll be on every goddamn platform for a podcast every day.
We need to get a hold of Ball Goon, bro.
Yep.
I've been talking to him
hey.
too, and he's trying to work his calendar around it, so he can be part of it too. So it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be
Fucking awesome if Toby could be there.
right. It's gonna be the full 3 hour, and we got more than enough shit to do in that 3 hours, and we might need 5. So
Nice.
Dude, I might not like you guys by the end of it.
Greg,
This will be the
you're still
first
voting
show.
for that thing for Don Cody.
Bro, you guys don't realize. Hey, this will be the first show that we've done. First S&G show, seriously S&G show, but the first live all together, any kind of other show we've done since I've been sober. Y'all motherfuckers.
Jesus.
Oh, you think I've been sober as fuck doing these shows? You think I'm gonna be sober?
No,
you got me fucked up. You got me fucked up.
Listen, this is actually going to be the first S&G show since like the actual COVID shit all started. When everybody started doing this shit, live streaming, and this is all going to be in studio. Like all four of us will be in studio. We'll have a few guests in studio, but there'll be a lot of in, like streaming, like how we are now.
Yeah.
So there's going to be quite a few people there.
Hey, are they still doing that voting thing?
Honestly, I just might not like y'all anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think they are. If they are, go, and I don't know the website, but if you have it, go, you can vote as many fucking times as you want.
Vote for Don Cody. Vote for Lex Vegas, Timbuktu, Keith Silly. Just look it up. You'll see their names.
Right, it's all over the studio shit.
Yeah, it's the Ohio Entertainment Awards or something like that.
Right.
Go and check it out.
Vote again. I didn't know we could. I didn't know we could vote more than once.
Yep.
No, you can. Yeah, definitely.
I didn't know that. I already voted, but I will go vote again. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Fun time. All right.
It's like you're a Democrat voter. You just fill that ballot box.
See, I'm not just cheating.
Just trim the beard. Be like, I don't have mustache. Yeah.
All right, with that being said,
voted in years.
Be good to each other, everybody. It's been What the Fuck Wednesday. We're out.
Good night, y'all.
Love piece of chicken grease, motherfuckers.
Burger grease.
Says the fat